Welcome to Shyzabox. Here's your host. Oh yeah, whoa! Oh, Sony Pony, whoa! Slow down! Oh, get out of here. And the horse you rode in on. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone who's watching, welcome to Shyzabox. Go away, hurry, before it starts even more. Shut up, you're gonna chase them off. No, they need to be chased off. This shit sucks. Yeah, fair enough. Here's your warning. Oh, fuck. I'm out of here. Whatever. You've been warned. It's free. Here's your entertainment. Today we have got some entertainment for you, and we of course are talking about those great finds and deals that afford you some playtime when there is that little hiatus that may be within that timely release window of games that hit the Game Pass when you're of course paying that monthly subscription to Game Pass, motherfuckers, right? Yeah, hell yeah. But maybe there is a little dip or a little dive, Now they seem to have hit their stride as of late, but, sure, maybe you have completed most of your backlog, and maybe you have, potentially gone through all of the releases and already played over 100 hours of Oblivion Remake, Remaster Edition, and all the other plethora of games that have hit the Game Passes and everything like that. You've equipped every free weapon charm from the perks and Apex Legends they've given you, and downloaded the game to do such, for whatever fucking reason, but you find yourself just in the wild, thinking how your backlog isn't giant enough, there's not enough stuff hitting Game Pass after all, maybe, and we'll do a little reenactment with a lot of liberties and conjecture on our part, but maybe Phil Spencer sitting in his office and makes a little call, that goes along the lines of this. Now again, this is a reenactment, conjecture, a lot of liberties, taken on our part, but maybe perhaps in a parallel universe somewhere, some iota in way, shape, or form of this may have happened. So, Daddy Phil's in his office and whatnot, and of course he's kicking it. Now, of course, he's a huge fan of Shyzabox, so he has his custom-made Shyzabox hoodie, and he's like, I am Phil Spencer, and I feel a lull. I think I want to play some stuff. I will make a call to do such. And he picks up the phone. Pick up, I am Phil Spencer! Yes, sir, Phil Spencer, this is your secretary. I am Phil Spencer! Yes, sir, Phil Spencer, I understand. Excellent, I am Phil Spencer! He hangs up, and the secretary's sitting there. Of course, he's back in his office and whatnot. He's doing whatever he does after that point in time. He probably has his favorite, beverage cup of choice featuring his favorite superhero, motherfucking Spider-Man, right? Hell yeah, because, you start thinking about how, when you're playing on the PS5 and everything, and you got that PS5 controller with that haptic feedback, motherfuckers, right? Yeah, hell yeah, and you're like, in the game, experiencing the game, and whatnot, but anyhow, he's probably doing whatever, but, he's got his most favorite, cup superhero, Spider-Man, right? He's sitting there, he's chilling, whatever. And their secretary's like, what the fuck? Oh, fuck. Hey, yeah, legal. This is Daddy Phil's secretary. Fucking, I think buy a studio and close down 3 other studios? And buy 2 more? I don't know. You gotta do something, though. That's what fucking Phil wants. He pretty much said he's Phil Spencer. And, he's like, your problem now. And then, whoever the fuck he called there and shit, they're like, what the fuck? Our problem? Oh, fuck. Let me call Game Pass Department. And they're like, hey, Game Pass Department. And Game Pass Department picks up. Yeah, what is it? And they're like, hey, yeah, so, Daddy Phil, man, he called. He called the secretary who called, us to tell us to, call you pretty much. I don't know why. But yeah, he is Phil Spencer, and you need to get to work. So yep, our department has done our job. You better take care of it. And Game Pass department and stuff, they're sitting there. Oh, fuck. Oh, how many times has this call been forwarded? Fuck. Me like, I'm gonna try and call legal. It's like, hey, legal. And legal picks up. Fucking legal. Yeah, what is it? This is legal. And they're like, hey, we got the call from, yeah, Daddy Phil called and stuff. And legal's like, no, we already got that call and forwarded it to you. You gotta do whatever the fuck he said. Deuces. He hangs up, and then, there's Game Pass is sitting there like, oh, fuck. And scene. Okay, so anyhow, whatever, you're looking for a game to play and shit like that. So it's awesome when you come across them in the wild and you find something that you can devote a few hours to. And you might be saying, what the fuck did I just watch? Don't worry about it. That's right. Don't worry about it. But when you come across something in the wild and you find something you can devote a few hours to, fantastic. Whoa, what's this? A relatively newer game that may or may not be a fantastic home run successful hit. But, you know what? We get to embark on a motherfucking Avatar adventure for the low clearance price of $14.99 plus tax in Delaware. So, fantastic. One of those little finds in the wild that you're going. And maybe when there is that bump in Game Pass and they don't know what they're doing there, because obviously, whatever. But let's be honest, they seem to have hit their stride and know what they're doing, we feel. But say they don't and haven't, and it's just shenanigans and charades and grab ass in the office. You can't play grab ass anymore in the office. We found that out. Not allowed. Anyhow, our contract says they can't fire us here, so we just have to do what we stipulated in the contract we would, and fuck it. So, look what you come across in the wild. Something you can devote a few couple hours to in some gameplay. Might not be the most perfect, fantastic game out there, but for 15 bones, we're willing to dive into it and take that chance and risk. We've heard good things. We've heard some not great things about it, but the entry point and price of admission is there to where when you're doing things like subscribing to Game Pass or things of that nature, and you have that additional monthly subscription to Game Pass, motherfuckers, right? That you're shelling out that dough for, maybe you don't want to spend $40, $50, $60, $70, Nintendo Switch motherfucking 2, $100 million, right? I don't know, prices may vary. Maybe we're conflating an exchange rate somewhere, and it comes in at like 80 or 90 bucks. Either way, the fact that you can acquire something to run through, to devote a couple hours to, even if it isn't great, you put 10 hours in at $15 divided by 10. Math, okay? That's how much it costs you an hour to play this. Same thing, say you only play 1 hour of it. Then you pretty much wasted $15 fucking dollars. What are you, a millionaire? Oh, you're probably someone awesome like our rival Dreamcast guy, and you're probably sponsored. Of course, Dreamcast guy doesn't know he's our rival, and it's better that way because his videos are way better than ours. And we really couldn't take that kind of pressure of having to keep stride. So, don't tell him he's our rival, but he's all things PlayStation, right? We're all things Xbox, okay? It just is a natural, inherent rivalry that goes on. Almost as much as his tank top t-shirts go on. PlayStation haptic feedback. Wait, what? We don't edit shit. You didn't see anything. If you can come across something in the wild you can devote a few hours to, no matter how good it is, okay, or not good, All right, if you get it at a price point of admission and entry that coincides with a subscripification to a service like Game Pass that already has a fairly wealthy plethora of content with which to choose from, and if they have hit their relative stride in their, releases, going from one semi-major to maybe a small lull to another semi-major, it's coming up on that point where they seem to have hit a decent stride. So if they can be able to connect that throughout the entire year, fantastic to have a service like that. You can pick up all sorts of ones like this and not feel like you're necessarily wasting money because you're playing all this other shit as the stuff that maybe isn't as good drops down in price and then you just scoop it up on a score. Could be a variety of games. Hey, I wonder if we scored anything else awesome on clearance that no one gave a shit about and wanted to really play, or, there's just so many copies in the wild that people were just like, hey, let everyone have a chance to score a copy on the cheap. And it's like, cool. But look, again, Assassin's Creed Mirage. We're not huge Assassin's Creed fans. We talk all sorts of not nice about a lot of aspects of Assassin's Creed. But, hey man, for $12, $12 isn't a bad little experience to undertake, man. That's like 75% off almost of what it originally was. Might not be the best game out there. We might have heard a little good, a little bad. Okay, a little bit of stuff that made people happy to go through it and enjoy what they undertook experience-wise, or maybe people regretted it. But now for the low cost of admission of $12 during any lull in Game Pass, we've got extra content to fill on top of our backlog already existing. It's fantastic to find stuff in the wild. Fantastic to be able to get the little deals on stuff that make it inherently worthwhile to pick up a title that you might not otherwise have. Same thing with online digital sales. It doesn't have to be in the wild on physical copies. Steam sales. Sales on the Xboxes and PlayStation stores and Nintendo eShop stores that surely are going to be reverse sales now, and instead of games being cheaper, it's going to go the other direction and they'll be even more expensive. And you'll actually want to pay for the privilege of the more expensive games because every single extra dollar you spend is going to be one extra frame rate, potentially, maybe. I don't know, a lot of just conjecture on our part. None of this is guaranteed to be true or anything like that. We're just guessing. It's all just hypothetical, potentially, as far as conjecture on our part. In this universe does not exist. Maybe in a parallel dimension or, parallel universe or anything like that in another realm. Somewhere, for every extra dollar you spend, you get an extra frame rate, okay? And that's a genius strategic model of business, to just continually raise the price on your product to offer just that little bit more. It's like, hey, you could buy this game for $80 or $90, whatever, or you could spend $140 on it, and instead of running at 80 frames per second, we'll let it run at 120 frames per second. Huh? What you think about that? And all the Nintendo fans are like, well, fucking sounds good to me. Reverse sales sound like we should have been doing them this whole time. What the fuck have we been doing? Paying less? That's ridiculous. No. Fuck that. Increase those prices, you sons of bitches. Fucking, we want to be made of money, and the only way to be made of money is to need fucking more of it. And you know what we don't have now? Fucking money. So there you go. Okay, in some iota or stratosphere, in some alternate reality somewhere, that's how everything's kind of just working and developing, maybe. I don't know. Again, conjecture. None of this is necessarily true. It's all for entertainments. It might not be entertaining. Oh, it's definitely fucking not. Shut up, monkey. We'll bash you with the Shyzabox. Oh, you shut the fuck up. All right, I'll see you, Marks. Okay, see you. It might not be entertaining. Oh, it's definitely not. God damn it, monkey. Hey, shh. Stop swearing. It's not nice. The point is that it's nice to find a game at a good deal that coincides with anything that you might be undertaking or subscribe to that costs you a financial aspect of anything in a way, shape, or form. And we'll go back behind the curtain where the sausage is made and brave by our pet Concorde. That's up here somewhere. I don't know. You probably can't see him. He's a little shy this time of day. You know, there he is. He's back there somewhere. Hey, little guy. Our organization tries to rescue pet Concords from the wild and rejuvenate them and bring them back to playing and everything like that. So we definitely take all sorts of advice on stuff like that. But anyhow, this isn't outreach for the Pet Concord organization or anything like that. We don't do that here. We do, videos when we're paid for them. No. It's excellent to be able to find a game in the wild, something that you can play, something that you can do at a good, low entry price, something that you might not have picked up, that you might not be a huge or big fan of, but inherently the price of admission is there. If there is a lull inherently in the release window of your subscription services, maybe you subscribe to MetaQuest Plus, which, mark of the Zuckerberg, you better step that shit the fuck up, for real. $8 even is beginning to look like $8 fucking dollars too much. Hey, now we loves our Meta of the Quest, but that's a whole nother orange to peel. And believe you me, we probably will. That's a good idea. Now we have an entire episode. Hold on, we gotta call management. Hey, we got that episode you wanted to have a, thing of. We're going to talk about, all sorts of stuff. We got it totally planned out. Don't worry about it. So get off our backs. Excellent. There. It'll probably go brilliantly. We'll see if we ever peel that orange or not. But at least we'll be able to wing it when we show up for work. Whenever we're supposed to next. Looks like we pretty much met every obligation on this one, and whilst, it might have been coherent all the way from start to finish, blue drinks are delicious, and we highly recommend anyone to consume some nice Hawaiian punch, because it's delicious. Polar Blast, I believe, is this one. It burns good. Wait a minute. Don't worry about it. Again, we don't edit. You didn't see anything. This isn't made for kids. Neither is this. Believe you me. Excellent. Well, it looks like we have met all of our obligation. No, you didn't. You didn't fucking cover anything. You didn't talk about anything of substance at all. Yeah, well, we wasted at least a good portion of people's day. Yeah, that's about all you did. Well, you're welcome. Looks like they had the time to waste. Stop forwarding us the fucking link. Whatever. There's, stuff that does stuff, So there you go. Anyhow, looks like you're beginning to leave footprints on our grass. We don't need your subscription, we need your money. So downvote the shit out of this and give us a buck. Get off our lawn!